I think the history of ideas is fascinating, and I've always enjoyed trying to work out what it was that was influencing the way that people were approaching the problems of their day. And certainly if you look at the history of the social sciences, they're originally seen as providing a sort of a higher guide to action. They're introducing what had been achieved by the natural sciences into public policy, and there were great hopes and expectations for what this might achieve. So certainly, in my mind, one of the things that worries me about the social sciences is in the effort to demonstrate that they're a true science, actually they risk losing contact with the original aims of the founders of the field, which was to be accessible and useful and important in the public sphere. If you look back at the argument, let's say at the start of the 20th century, which is a time of great confidence and breakthroughs in social theory, you see fascinating currents interacting with each other. You've got, on the one hand, sort of the sort of slightly pessimistic social scientist, someone like Max Weber in Germany. You've got the optimism of the progressives in the United States, who are people like Dewey, who really do believe that sort of an experimental social science can show a wise way forward. You've got the influence of writers like Tolstoy, with his Christian pacifism, who we shouldn't underestimate them in terms of the effect they had on people's thought, though he comes over in some ways as an anti-strategist rather than a strategist. You have the socialists believing that they were on the cusp of history, and things were bound to go in their direction if they were patient and worked hard at their propaganda work and their explanations to the proletariat of how it was all going to come out right in the end. All of these things are in a mix together, and then you can add to that some of the sort of the European conservatives who were explaining how there'd always been an elite, and whatever all these hopes, the same people would always be in charge. All of this affects the way that people act and try to organize themselves.